Otambulanga naggaga watambula.
So this is called pioneering our business.
Kino kitegeeza okutandikawo bizinensi.
So let's say you are now wanting to start a business in this village.
Katugambe nti olina business gy'oyagala okuteekawo mu kitundu muno.
Does anyone here have a business?
Mu kitundu kino mulimu alina business?
Any businessman? What's your business?
Business yo ki mukadde wange?
Salon.
Has a salon.
Salon.
Hairdressing.
Hairdressing.
Dressing.
So when you are wanting to start a business, so we have only one businesswoman here.
Abaye tulinawo naggaga omu mukyalo omu akola business wa?
Is there anyone else?
Eriyo omulala muwanike ku mikono abuuza eri abakola
What's your
business.
business?
Business yo ki?
Teaching.
Asomesa.
So we have so many things, right? But so if you're going to pioneer a business, these are steps you need to take.
Bw'oba olina business gy'oyagala okutandikawo, steps emitendera gye gino gy'ogoberera.
You take this book.
Kwata Bayibuli yo.
You take your book.
Gikwate.
No, your Bible. This is my notebook.
Beera ne Bayibuli yo. Yeah, beera n'ekitabo kyo.
Yeah, this is it's a notebook, huh?
Yeah, beera n'ekitabo kyo.
So you take your book and you write down your dreams.
Kwata ekitabo kyo wandiika ebirooto byo. Ng'onootandika bizinensi eddala erisooka wandiika okwolesebwako.
So I'm gonna also start a salon.
Nange ngenda.
Okay. I'm going to start a beauty shop. Me too, me.
You are going to do what?
So what I'm saying is, if I'm going to start a business, I'm giving an example. Because I'm going to do it with you guys as me as the businessman. So my dream is to start a beauty shop in this village. So what I would do is I would write my dream, what the name of the place would be.
Okuwandika okwolesebwa kwe mu kitundu kino kikube.
Let me see, what would be my beauty shop name?
Business ye agenda giyita ki?
I will call it Lulu Beauty Shop.
Agenda giyita Lulu
Beauty Shop.
Beauty Shop.
Okay.
Eduuka.
And I will put it right on this corner. I will find a place here to put it.
Agenda kubanga ateeka akapande ke wali mu kona.
So that's my dream, that's my vision. I want to. So
okwo kwe kwolesebwa kwe edduuka ery'amaanyi.
So now I have to, I have a few things, okay?
Alina ebintu bingi ebyokulabirako byateeka okukola.
Who comes to beauty shops more, men or women?
Abasebo ne banyabo baani abajja mu dduuka eryo ery'okwemyula ery'okwebyula. Both.
Make your hair black.
Yeah, but who comes the most?
Baani abasinga?
Women.
Abo singa edduuka lya kwemyula kwebyula abakyala be bagwamu.
So you have to know your customer. So for me, because I'm going to open a beauty shop, my customer is going to be women.
Oteekwa okumanya bizinensi yo gy'ogenda okukola bakasitoma abo be baluwa. Kati ye bizinensi ye y'okwebyula abasinga be bakyala.
And I always tell people in business, it's better to do a business for women than men because women spend more money than men usually.
Era yakimanyi ddala nti abakyala bwe bakwata kasente ko tebakata tekaliko gamu.
Because they're the ones who shop for their house. They know prices of things. Does that make sense? They know how to go shopping more than men usually.
Era bo bamanyidde ddala ebyokutetenkanya bwe bagenda okugula ebintu basobola okekkereza bayiiya buli kimu.
And they love looking beautiful. Even men don't put lotion on their face.
Era baagala okwebyula okusinga abaami. Nze nazza ne sikasaponi saakayisiza mu kintu.
Women make sure they put lotion everywhere. Men, they put their clothes on and then they put lotion on their hands.
Abakyala beefuba okulaba nga beefaako beebyula emimwa era bwe batunuulira olabira ddala.
So I always say doing business with women is better than.
Era yasalirawo ddala nti bakasitoma be bajja kuba bakyala.
And women, they like to spend time together and to talk and to enjoy. So.
Era bwe bagwa ku bakyala bannaabwe nkugambye bakisimba.
So I have the name.
alina erinnya lya business,
I have the women, I have the location.
alina bakasitoma, alina n'ekifo wagenda ogissa, ebyo bisatu.
You need a name for your business and you need your customer base, like who's going to be your customer.
Ekisooka erinnya lya business yo, ekyokubiri bakasitoma abo be baani, ekyokusatu ogenda gissa mu kifo ki,
What's your location?
ekifo mwogenda ogissa business yo,
And then you need to know your budget.
oteekwa okulaga embalirira.
So how much money do you have
Sente mmeka ze weetaaga
to start the business?
okutandika business yo?
Did you save up money?
Watereka?
You know how much is going to be rent,
Era sente mmeka ogenda kupangisa sente mmeka?
right? So the second part is called the assessment or research. You do research.
Point ey'okubiri ng'ogenda okukola business yo, okwekebera oba okukola okunoonyereza.
So now I'm going to, guess what? I'm going to come to her. I'm going to be like, hey friend,
Teebereza ye awo ekyokulabirako agenda
what are
okuba
your
mukwano gwe.
prices?
My prices.
Yeah.
It depends on which style are you going to.
So she says it depends on the style that she does.
Atugambye nti kisinziira ku.
But what I would do is I would go to her shop and I would just take notes. I would take my notebook. I would go to her shop and I would write her prices. I would take her menu and I would write the price list for everything and what services she offers.
Ye kyakola bw'aba oli amufudde mukwano gwe, agenda n'ekitabo mu bizinensi ye n'alaba by'atunda n'emiwendo, bwaddayo n'atandika okwekebera.
Then I would go to another beauty shop business. I would see their prices and I would write them down. I would go to your, beauty shop. I would go to all the beauty shops around here.
Era amaduuka gonna agali mu kitundu ekyo nga gakola ekintu kye kimu eky'okwebyula oba saluuni, agenda n'alaba emiwendo na biki bye bakola.
So that's research.
Eyo ye research oba okunoonyereza.
You're trying to find out information.
Ogezaako okunoonya amawulire agafa ku ekyo kye bakola.
So I would also ask her, hey, do people come to your shop by using boda boda or bicycles or by foot?
Afuba okulaba bakasitoma be baya entambula ya kika ki gye bakozesa okujja gy'ali.
Not all of them. Some.
The most people.
The most,
What do? They walk to the shop?
they just walk.
Okay, so most of our customers walk.
Abuuza nti bakasitoma abajja gy'ali bakozesa ntambula ki? Era oli amugambye batambula butambuzi.
So that tells me most of our customers are from around close area.
Ekyo kimutegeeza nti bakasitoma abajja gy'ali beetoolodde ekitundu mwali, bali mu kitundu mwali.
So that means if I put my shop very far, then people will not be able to walk to my shop.
Ekyo kitegeeza nti edduuka lye bw'anaalissa nga liri wala tajja funa bakasitoma bagendayo.
See, for me, of course I'm a man, so it's difficult for me to start a beauty shop.
Ye kyakola olw'okuba mwami tajja sobola kusaawo dduuka lyakwebyula.
But so for her, you look at her, she has like a nice cute bow tie, she has her earrings on, she has,
Ye olw'okuba nti mukyala alina obwokumatu engeri gy'annyoddemu enviiri ze.
So I always say if you're gonna start a business, you have to be the picture of that business.
Ng'onootandika bizinensi gwe kennyini obeera kifaananyi kya bizinensi yo.
Then you have to ask, hey, where did you get your hair done? It's like, oh, I have a beauty shop. Come, I'll take you. I'm like, hey man, I like your hair. Where did you get your beauty? That's how people do.
Nga bakasitoma bwe beesanga akaviiri ako wakakoleddewa nga kasitoma amulagirira mu bizinensi y'omukyala ali wali. Era bwe batyo bw'asika bakasitoma.
So the research is mostly finding out, you have to find out, how many other shops are there? Do you know how many beauty shops are in this area?
Bw'okola okunoonyereza oteekwa okumanya bizinensi ekika ekyo zirimu mmeka mu kifo ekyo.
In this area,
There's not many?
Yes, if you go there and that percent, the next percent.
Agezaako mubuuza nti bizinensi mmeka zeefaananyiriza saluuni yo gy'okola.
Where's your salon shop? Just there.
Ambuuziza saluuni ye liridda wa mugambye mu koona wano.
So you're the only salon shop around here.
Era yekka eyiye yeri mu kitundu muno.
So that's very good. Why?
Ekyo kituufu nnyo lwaki?
She doesn't have competition around here.
Talina bamuvuganya.
Does that make sense?
Ekyo kitegeeza kirina amakulu.
So you have to find, okay, what business is in town that people have to walk in town that I can start here and take the customers from here because they don't want to walk all the way to town.
Ekyo kitegeeza nti bizinensi eya saluuni bwe beneebeera mu ekabimbiri bo bonna abeetoolodde mu kitundu kino bajja kujja wano waali kubanga baba tebasobola kugenda kabimbiri.
Because if her shop is able to be here, people are not spending money on transport to go to town to do hair. Does that make sense?
Kitegeeza nti ekyo kirina amakulu. Bizinensi bw'eneebeera mu kitundu muno nga ne bakasitoma bali mu kitundu muno baba tebajja kwonoona transport kugenda mu kibuga nga Kampala, Mukono, Kayunga ne Kabimbiri.
Then maybe she can lower her prices a little bit, so then people think, oh, it's cheaper here, but they're also saving money to go there. So then there'll be reason for them to come to these shops.
Oba oliawo bajja kuba tebabaseera kubanga bizinensi ebali mu kitundu era bajja kubanga basasula emiwendo mitono omutali transport.
So you have to ask yourself, what business is in town that is not here?
Oteekwa okwebuuzamu gwe bizinensi ki eri mu kibuga nga wano teriiwo.
Let's say you don't have any money and you want to start a business here.
Katugambe nti olina ssente naye ng'olina bizinensi gy'oyagala otandika.
I'll tell you how to start a service business right now.
Nkubuulidde engeri gye tutandikamu bizinensi ey'okuyamba ey'oku service.
You have to find out things that people need in this area.
Oteekwa okuzuula abantu bye beetaaga ebyetaago by'abantu mu kitundu kyo.
So I can say, let's say my brother here has a tomato farm.
Katuwe ekyokulabirako muganda waffe ono alina faamu ey'ennyaanya.
So what I would do is, because I don't have a farm, I have zero money.
Ye olw'okuba talina faamu talina sente.
But I'm a hard worker. I work really hard.
Naye ye alina amaanyi ge.
So what I'll do is I come to him.
Ye kyateeka okukola ajja gy'ali.
I say, hey, how much are your tomatoes like for 1 kg?
Singa abuuza nti essente mmeka ennyaanya mmeka ez'olukumi.
So if he tells me,
Singa amunnyonnyola.
So he tells me it's this much price. It's 5,000. I don't know. How much is a kilo of tomatoes? How much do they sell in?
We only count.
And you can find in market they start from 500.
500? So do they not weigh? Do they not weigh?
No. Except in supermarkets.
Oh, okay, so you guys don't weigh. It's basket. They estimate. Okay, so let's say let's say the 5,000 worth of tomatoes. So I know if I go into town, if I walk, I can sell those 5,000 for 7,000 or 8,000. So what I do is I go to the city and I find someone who sells tomatoes in the city. And I tell him, because he sells tomatoes at 8, for what I can get for 5,000 there. So I say, hey, I will give you, tomatoes, for like, let's say 6.5. Right? So I sell it to him for 6.5. So he'll make his profit above that, and then what I do is I take them to, tell him the tomatoes, and all I have to do is, because I can walk. I can even borrow my friend's bike because there's no fuel. I can just borrow my friend's bike to transport the tomatoes. So I make 1,500 just because I took his tomatoes for 5,000 and I sold them for 6.5 to him. Does that make sense? So you have to find ways. What are the different problems does he have? Because maybe for him, He doesn't want to go into town all the time to find clients or people to buy his tomatoes.
Oteekwa okuzuula emiziziko emitawaana gy'osanga ng'osuula kubanga ono naggaga omulimi ye teyeetaaga kwegendera mu kibuga.
So you do this research and assessment to find what are the problems you diagnose, what are the problems that people have.
Oteekwa okunoonyereza n'opima n'olaba
So to diagnose
emitawaana.
is when you say, okay, these are the problems, this is like what we need, this is the issue.
N'olaba emitawaana gye gino n'ogissa mu kitabo kyo.
So then I could do that for any business. I could come to her business and I can ask her, hey, what's your biggest problem? Is it getting product? Is it getting customers? And what I can tell her is this. Hey, if you want more customers, I'll go to all the houses around here and I'll bring you customers. And then you just give me 1,000 for every customer I bring.
Ye kyateekeddwa okukola ajja eri ono nannyini bizinensi n'amubuuza mitawaana ki gy'olina bw'aba ebyamaguzi oba bakasitoma ye n'amuwa amagezi nti singa buli kasitoma gwe nkuleetera ompa 10.
Because remember, you don't have to have money, you don't have to have, physical things or products. You just solve people's problems. Maybe every Tuesday and Wednesday she doesn't have many customers. I say, hey, every Tuesday and Wednesday I'll bring you customers. You'll make more money, but also I want 1,000 for every customer I bring to your shop. Then she'll agree.
Toteekeddwa kuba na byamaguzi byokka naye gwe bw'omala n'onzula ebyetaago by'abantu ekyokulabirako nti oli ekyetaago kye bakasitoma ye asobola okubatwala n'afuna akasente.
Does that make sense?
Ekyo kikola amakulu?
Because some of you are very good with people. Some of you are good. You're not shy. You can go to neighbors. You can talk to everyone. You're like, hey, I have this girl that has a nice shop. When you have a wedding, when you want to look nice and beautiful, hey, she will help you. And then I just get 1,000, 1,000, 1,000.
Abamu mu mmwe mwogera nnyo musobola okukwana mangu emikwano era singa oli mu kitinga ekyo ng'asobola okutunda bizinensi ya munno era ne mulagaana nti buli kasitoma gwe nkuleetera ompa 10 olaba bw'ofuna ssente.
So you can do that to anyone. So she's a teacher, so you just come, hey, you need students?
Kati ekyokulabirako ng'ono omusomesa ayinza omubuuza weetaaga abaana?
Because she needs students, I can just go to her and say, hey, if I bring students, I want this, from their tuition.
Ekyokulabirako aga nti singa ono omusomesa nga ye tasobola kugenda kutambula mu kyalo olaba bw'agenda n'amuga nti buli mwana gwe nkuleetera osobola okumpa akasente bwe kati.
So then you have to come up, the fourth place is you come up with a plan.
Ekyokuna eddala eryokuna enteekateeka.
So in the plan you're making goals, you're setting goals.
Mu nteekateeka oba okupulaaninga oba oteekawo ebiruubirirwa kye tuyita goals.
So they're smart goals.
Bino bifunziddwa ekigambo bakiyita SMART, SMART oba SMART mu bufunze.
So they stand for, I can write it down for you after this, but they stand for specific.
Specific oba S kitegeeza obwebange. Ekiruubirirwa kyo kiteekwa okuba kya bwebange. Bweziba nyaanya sintula.
When you're setting goals, so for her shop, she might say, I want to make 100,000 per week this month, this in April.
Ekiruubirirwa bwe kibanga ye mu kiruubirirwa kye nga agambye nti buli wiiki neetaaga okukolayo 1,000. Ekiruubirirwa kiteekwa kubanga kya bwebange nga kitegeerekeka.
So specific is something that, you can't just say, I want to make more money. No, it has to be, I want to make 20% more, or I want to make 100,000 more. It has to be specific.
Ekiruubirirwa kyo kiteekwa kubanga kya bwebange kye tugamba nti mu wiiki eno neetaaga okwongera ku magoba gange 20 ku 100 okwongera ku ebyo bye mbadde nkola amagoba ge mbadde nkola n'obanga ekiruubirirwa kya bwebange.
The second one is measurable.
Nga kipimika. Ekiruubirirwa kiteekwa okuba nga kipimika.
It's something that you can measure and count in a book.
Nga osobola okipima n'okiwandiika mu kitabo.
See, when you say, I want to make 100,000 a week, you can tell if you're reaching the 100,000 or if you're not.
singa ogamba njagala funa 1,000 buli wiiki oteekwa okuba nga kipimika n'olaba nti 1,000 nalufunye.
And then achievable, the A is achievable. It's something you can achieve. Don't say like, I want to make 1 million and you've never even made 50,000.
Ekiruubirirwa kyo kiteekwa okuba nga osobola okituukako. Leka gamba nti nja kufuna kakadde nga tosobola kukatuukako.
Maybe for one customer, when she gets one customer, it's like, let's say 10 to 15,000. I don't know how much for the smaller service.
Ekyokulabirako singa amugamba nti buli customer gw'onondeetera nguwa 1,000
10K.
tamanyi sente meka zafuna.
So for her to get 100,000, she needs 10 customers.
Ye okufuna emitwalo 10 ateekwa okuba ng'alina bakasitoma 100.
So
10.
So she needs 10 customers to at 10,000 at the minimum to make 100,000.
Ye yeetaaga bakasitoma 10 okumuwa omutwalo.
So her goal can be, the specific is, I want to get 10 customers, right, every week who are paying at least the minimum so that I can get 100,000 a week in April.
Ekiruubirirwa kyo kiteekwa okuba bwe kiti. Buli wiiki nafuna bakasitoma 10 era nga bampa 100,000 emitwalo 10.
So now, you have to have something that, see, when you have achievable,
Singa kiba kituukirikako,
when you have something that you can actually achieve, it doesn't make you, see, this R is realistic.
Ekiruubirirwa ekyo ng'osobola okukifuna oteekwa okuba nga kiri kya nnamaddala.
You have to have a goal that's specific to your skill. So for her to be realistic, real is not fake. It's to say, can you handle 10, a week? Maybe she's alone. Maybe she will need to hire someone else. Is she able? You have to look at your skills.
Ekyokulabirako ekiruubirirwa kyo bwe kiba nga kya nnamaddala. Ekyokulabirako nti singa bakasitoma 10 basobola okufuna, asobola okuba nga apangisa afuna abalala bakuyita kwanza.
So
okufunayo abakuyambako.
So for her, maybe 10. Let's say her shop is open Monday to Friday, 5 days.
Ekyokulabirako singa bizinensi ye ekola ennaku 5 kuva ku bbalaza paka Lwakutaano.
To get 10 customers,
okufuna bakasitoma 10,
that means 2 customers a day at least.
Kitegeeza nti abakasitoma 2 bo ateekwa bafuna.
To make this lady's hair, maybe that takes like 6 hours or 5. How many hours does it take?
Yes. Okukola enviiri zo nnyabo kitwala ssaawa mmeka? Less than an hour.
Oh, less than an hour. So, hey, you guys are nice. Sometimes I think it takes hours.
Abadde yeewuunya nti oba oliawo kibatwala ssaawa namba.
No? So that's easy. So that's realistic because she can do 2 customers a day.
Era kikoleka. Asobola okufuna bakasitoma 2 olunaku.
Does that make sense?
Kikola amakulu?
So you cannot make goals that you cannot reach by your skills.
Atoteekeddwa kuteekawo biruubirirwa by'otosaanye kutuukako.
And then time, the T is for time. He has to have a time frame, like every week but in April, I want to do this. So he has to have time if you actually want to achieve these things.
Eno ta ekiikirira ebiseera ekyokulabirako omwezi ogwokuna kino nja kikola.
And then the 5th part now is you have to implement it. You have to do something about the plans and the goals that you have.
Eddaala eryokutaano ng'onookola bizinensi okussa mu nkola.
So implementation looks like, maybe she comes to me, she's like, Steven, I want to get 10 customers. Can you give me 10 customers here? Because that's my goal. And then I'll give you 1,000 for every customer. So she'll actually, I need 11 customers. She'll tell me 11. Why? Because 10,000 will be mine. Okay? And then she gets her 100,000. Does that make sense?
Kyagamba bwe kiti okussa mu nkola ebiruubirirwa byo kiri bwe kiti nti singa ye buli wiiki yeetaaga bakasitoma 10 naye ateekwa okwongerayo omu kubanga oyo omu gwe mutwalo gw'ono amuleetera bakasitoma ye n'aba ng'alina emitwalo gye 10 omutwalo ne guba gwono amuleetera bakasitoma.
Does that make sense?
Ekyo kikola amakulu.
And then the last part is you just have to keep writing. You have to monitor your progress.
Eddaala ery'omukaaga okulondoola bizinensi yo olabe engeri gy'ekulaakulanamu.
Okay, so now, like, I'll just do this last part really quick so we can finish.